Alright, here's my growing window. Over here we have Tolumnias. This is 2 different Tolumnias in one pot. Yeah, I know. It works. There's some new growth on these guys, so hopefully in summertime, get some blooms. This is another one. This is the Dancing Lady, or I forget what it's called. Gentling Pink Lady or something. It's doing really well. And Phalaenopsis, which is respiked, well, rebloomed off of the same spike. Over here we have a Cattleya that's doing pretty well, pretty happy. Roots look good, a little bit of new growth, but it's pretty slow to grow. This one is my Moon Shadow Tigertail Oncidium. Bought it in bloom, but a few days after I brought it home, the buds fell off and then all the leaves fell off of these bulbs. I thought, oh shoot, maybe it's dead. But then it gave me that new growth in the back, and that new growth has been growing really great. Looks really healthy. Hopefully I'll get some flowers off of that soon. Here we have an Oncidium Twinkle, this whatever type variety that is. I recently moved it to this south-facing window. It's been getting a lot of light, so I think this light-colored tips could be due to excessive light. I'm hoping that's what it is. There's a lot of new growth down here. The bulbs were in damaged condition when I bought them, but didn't seem to affect the plant at all. Here is a Cattleya, big time Cattleya. This sucker has been growing slanted, more and more slanted. I don't know what its deal is. It just doesn't want to sit upright. It's annoying. So that's my grow window, and let's go see the big guys. Temperature outside right now, there it is, about 65. Yeah, we still have snow on the ground. A little overcast day. This is February in Tahoe. I'm putting them out just for the day, just to get a little extra light. These are all my big guys. And this one I left out. I don't know, it's not doing really well for me. It was doing well, growing like weed, but I wasn't getting any spikes. I wasn't seeing any progress. So I kind of neglected it, left it outside in some pretty cold temperatures, which didn't affect this new growth, but this is older growth, and it did affect this older growth. I think the temperatures got down into the 30s. And so I've lost a bunch of the old leaves because of leaving it outside, but the new growth is fine. So I left it out last night and it got pretty cold, and it looks like it damaged this one. So I've just been kind of experimenting with this, and it's hardy, but I don't know. We'll see. This is my spider plant, and this is one of my first Oncidiums, first big orchids. I did this burn when I bought it. I thought this plant wasn't going to make it, but it did. It grew. This is new growth that I grew, because it only had this one when I bought it. Well, and that one. It only had these 2 when I bought it. I grew this one, and then it gave me a spike. I don't like to cut off the spikes. I don't know why. I just kind of like the way they look. And then now we have 2 new growths. So this plant, I didn't think it would do that well for me, but it turns out it likes the way I grow them. Over here we have a Howard's Dream. I absolutely love this plant. I love the way it looks. The original bulb, this is one of the original bulbs. And then there was another bulb that got brown and kind of mushy, and people told me you should cut it off. I cut it off. Shortly after I cut it off, this became kind of brown and mushy, and it had been doing just fine. This brown mushiness started after I cut off the other bulb that it was growing from. So I thought it was dead, and I went out and I bought another Bolera type orchid. Then later on I'm looking and I find new growth. So the sucker's not dead, and I am not cutting this brown bulb off. I learned my lesson. It's fine. I don't know what happened. It's fine. It's giving me new growth, and if it dies, whatever. But here we have flowers are starting to go. This is a spike that I grew. It grew in my care. Super cute. No ID. Oncidium. We got a bulb forming right here, which is kind of exciting. I have a lot of new growth. This is such a healthy plant. Such a healthy, happy, really, really easy plant. Not demanding at all. Love this plant. If you ever, and it smells good too. If you ever have the opportunity, pick it up. It's super easy. Here we have a cherry baby. This plant was divided. Actually, there's two of them. I got this plant and this plant. They came together, but they had more new growth on them, so I decided to divide them. I wasn't sure how. I've never divided an Oncidium before. So when I divided the plant, I found this kind of buried underneath, and I said, oh, you can do back bulbing. I'm gonna do an experiment. So down in there, you'll see some growth. So this is a little tiny plant that I'm growing from a back bulb. Just was kind of an experiment, didn't know how it would go, and it's easy. It's a really easy way to clone your orchids. We got new growth on here. It's been kind of abused. This one's turning into a bulb, which is cool. I got lots of new growth. This thing likes to grow like a weed for me. It did spike for me once, but it was just too cramped or something, and the blooms didn't last very long when it spiked for me. And then here's the other part of it. In this plant, I think I had gotten some water down inside, so the inside of some of the new growth kind of rotted. But there's more new growth on the way, and it's doing really well. Easy plant. Super cool. This one is a zygopetalum. Like the typical basic zygopetalums, the greenish brown ones with the spots. It spiked for me after I bought it. This bulb, the bulb that I grew, it came as two plants in one when I bought it. Let's take a look. When I bought it, there's this one and this one were the original bulbs. I repotted it and found out that these were two separate plants in one. So I kind of got two plants for the price of one. But they were planted together, so I kept them together. It's easier. I have a lot of new growth. This thing tends to be growing like a weed for me. I do tend to let it dry out a bit more than I'd like. We got new growth back here. We have new growth right in there. And I think this is a new growth. This one should spike for me. That's new off of this one. This one never spiked. It just turned into a bulb and it's producing. Doing really well. You can see the mix it's in. It's like a moss mix thing. This is the other Bolera I have. This is the Glacier one. The white one with the purple spots. Super cool. Since I've gotten it, I got new growth right here. Then we also have, okay, so I have a spike here off of this mature bulb. But check this out. This bulb right here has not spiked yet, and I'm hoping that maybe this bulb will spike for me. I have a few other bulbs that haven't spiked. I don't know. They tend to not spike off of bulbs like previous bulbs. This one I should definitely get flowers off of. This new guy. Yeah. So I took it out of the pot. It looks kind of like it might not be doing well, but actually the roots looked really good, so I'm not repotting it yet. Here we have Zygonesia, and just recently I lost leaves off of some of the older bulbs. This bulb and this bulb, pseudobulbs. This pseudobulb, you can see where it spiked for me. I got that to rebloom for me. These two pseudobulbs are ones that it grew in my care, and now we have new growth. I thought maybe due to it dropping its old leaves, I got freaked out and thought maybe it's rotting. No, it's not. You can see it's a nice root there. Some of the roots are older looking, but there is, when I took it out, there are so many new beautiful white roots in here, so it's actually doing well. I don't know, maybe it just wanted to shed its old leaves, but it used to be a much fuller, bigger plant, and now it's just kind of dropped some leaves, and I don't know, we'll see. So those are my orchids, chilling outside for the day.